You are exactly 3 days of supply chain disruption away from a medical dark age. Most people walk through a forest and see trees, shade, and scenery. A strategist walks through that same forest and sees a high-tech pharmacy that has been open for 400 million years. The modern medical system is a masterpiece of efficiency, but it has one fatal flaw. It is a permissioned system. If the pharmacy door is locked, or the prescription pad is empty, or the global logistics of synthetic precursors fail, you are back in the year 1850. But while the industry spent the last century patenting molecules and creating chemical dependencies, the blueprints for survival remained hidden. They are stored in the cellular structure of the woods right behind your house. This isn't about herbal tea or homeopathy. This is about the brutal biochemical extraction of broad-spectrum antiseptics, pain blockers, and anti-inflammatories. This is the medicine forest, the ultimate bypass for the pharmaceutical monopoly. Today, Johnny Bearington is declassifying the forbidden cure. I'm going to show you how to identify, extract, and deploy the most powerful medical assets on the planet. Assets you will never find in a bottle with a barcode. By the end of this briefing, you will understand how a single pine tree can replace an entire shelf of first aid supplies. But first, we have to talk about the synthetic trap that has made you a tenant of your own health. The industry wants you to believe that medicine is a product of a laboratory. They want you to think that without a lab coat and $1 billion clean room, you are helpless against infection. This is a strategic deception designed to create health illiteracy. Every major antibiotic and analgesic started as a biological defense mechanism in a plant or a fungus. The industry simply isolated the molecule, patented it, and sold it back to you at a 10,000% markup. They didn't create the cure, they just put a fence around it. In the Ghost Network, we don't buy the fence. We go straight to the source. If the permissioned life starts to crumble, the first thing to vanish will be the maintenance meds and the antibiotics. If you don't have a bypass for those two things, your invisible fortress is nothing more than a high-end tomb. But there is a specific biochemical cheat code found in the resin of the conifer family. It acts as a natural seal against sepsis. Let's talk about the immune system of the tree. When a pine, fir, or spruce tree is wounded, it doesn't call a doctor. It secretes terpenes, specifically alpha-pinene and beta-pinene. They aren't just sticky sap. They are aggressive antimicrobial agents designed to kill fungus and bacteria on contact. To the strategist, this is raw medical-grade asset. Stage 1 of the medicine forest protocol is resin distillation. You don't just smear sap on a wound. You harvest the old resin, the hardened amber-like chunks. You dissolve them in a high-proof ethanol or a carrier oil using a double boiler method. What you are creating is a concentrated terpene shield. This liquid bypasses the need for synthetic neosporin. It creates a sterile, waterproof barrier that actively kills pathogens while stimulating tissue regeneration. But there is a second, even more critical asset hidden in the bark of the willow and the poplar tree: the Salicin Bypass. Most people know that willow bark contains the precursor to aspirin, but most people do it wrong. They boil it like tea and wonder why it doesn't work for a high-intensity fever. The secret hack is the extraction ratio. To get medical-grade salicin, you need to harvest the inner bark only in the spring when the sap is rising. If you dry this bark and perform a triple reduction tincture, you create a concentrated analgesic. It can manage pain and inflammation in a scenario where the big pharma supply lines are severed. But we are going deeper. I'm going to show you the antifungal grail, the one thing you can find on a dead log that can save your life from a systemic infection. There is a fungus called the birch polypore. It's been used for 5,000 years. Even Ötzi the Iceman was found carrying it in the Alps. Why? Because it contains betulinic acid. This is a biological multi-tool. It is antiparasitic, anti-inflammatory, and a potent immune system modulator. In the Ghost Network, we don't see a rotten log. We see a manufacturing plant for betulinic acid. By slicing, drying, and powdering this polypore, you have a portable, shelf-stable medical asset. It outlasts any buy these now food item on your shelf. This is the ultimate forbidden cure, because you can't regulate a fungus that grows on every second tree. Why is this information being pushed to the fringes? Because a population that can heal itself from its own backyard is a population that cannot be coerced. If you depend on a monthly subscription for your health, you are not sovereign. You are a hostage. The medicine forest is the final piece of the puzzle. You have the illegal garden for protein. You have the banned greenhouse for heat. You have the invisible well for water. And now, you have the forest for your survival. This isn't about going back to nature. This is about forward deploying ancient knowledge into a modern tactical framework. It's about being the only person in your zip code who knows the truth. The truth that the weeds in the driveway are actually a concentrated source of vitamin K and blood clotting agents. The truth that the forest is not a park, but a fortress. Start small. Don't wait for the collapse to learn your local pharmacopoeia. Identify 3 trees in a 5-mile radius of your invisible fortress. Learn their resin cycles. Understand their bark density. In the Ghost Network, knowledge is the only asset that weighs nothing and cannot be confiscated. The industrial medical complex is a luxury of a stable society, but stability is a temporary condition. The forest, however, is permanent. When the lights go out and the permissioned life ends, the trees will still be there. They will be secreting the cures that the world forgot. The pharmacy is a cage. The forest is a key. Stop being a patient. Start being a strategist. If you want the full breakdown of the resin distillation blueprints, stay tuned. We are reclaiming the knowledge they tried to bury. Johnny Bearington signing off. The cure is already there. You just have to harvest it.